Today I'm going to be talking about pendulums. To be specific, crystal pendulums, like this rose quartz pendulum. So this is what a rose quartz looks like. It is a bit of a obelisk-like pendulum with a tip on it, and it is encased in a metallic base. So this keeps it very sturdy and secure. And it also has a good swing. When you're working with pendulums, it's very important to have a nice swing. So you want something like this for a pendulum. So you want something like this. It should be a good size couple of inches. I like rose quartz because it is very energetically neutral. It doesn't hold a lot of negative energy in it, and you can cleanse it easily by clearing with Palo Santo the energy from this. If it, gets some energy inside it, it's very easy to cleanse this with Palo Santo, with clearing it energetically, with just clearing the programming just with your thoughts from it as well. Because pendulums, you can program them to ask them yes or no questions or maybe questions. And this pendulum is on a metal ring system, and it has a bead. It also has a bead at the end of it, and you hold it like this to do the pendulum reading. So recently, Source Creator had done a channeling where Source Creator said that Pierre Poilievre, who's a conservative leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, that Pierre Poilievre works for the people, by the people, and that Pierre Poilievre is a TLS agent, that he works for the TLS, the light system, that Poilievre is here to help bring in a new era of freedom for the people, by the people, that he's elected by the people. I found that interesting. So I want to ask the pendulum if this is true. Is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? That is how the question will be framed. And when you're working with a pendulum, you want to program the pendulum for yes, no, and maybe answers. So a yes answer would be clockwise swing, clockwise, like this. So it goes like this, clockwise for a yes. So again, clockwise spin for a yes, clockwise direction. For a no, it would be counterclockwise, like this, counterclockwise, and sort of neutral swing like this is a maybe. Pendulum is not sure. So again, you can program the pendulum as follows. And some people prefer to hold the pendulum with the bead like this or like this. And you just want to make sure when you're asking your question of the pendulum that the pendulum is not swinging, that it's holding still. The swinging will start to give you an answer. So, and when you're asking the pendulum questions, you can be asking the question to the universe to give you an answer, and you ask it 3 times to make sure the answer is consistent. So you can ask the question to the universe, you can ask the question to the archangels, you can ask the question to your higher self, or you can ask the question of just your intuitive self. So what I'm going to be doing is asking the question to the universe. And again, my pendulum is already pre-programmed. to ask the question, is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? That's the question that I'm going to ask. And again, clockwise is the answer is a yes. And then it'll stop on its own and wait for it to stop. Don't touch the pendulum. Wait for the pendulum to stop. And the pendulum will connect to the energy soul field of the universe and of the person of who the question is being asked to. In this instance, Pierre Poilievre. So the pendulum is somewhat connecting to his soul energy as well. And again, counterclockwise, if it's going like this, it's a no. So that's a no. You wait for it to finish swinging. And neutral swing is a maybe. So I'm gonna raise my hand up further so you guys can see the pendulum swinging. It's holding still now. So I'm going to ask the question out loud. Is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? And see what the answer is. And it could take a few minutes. As the pendulum connects to the person and the universe. Well, swinging clockwise. That's a yes. Swinging clockwise, strong energetic field. Spinning clockwise, saying yes. And I'm not doing anything because I'm not moving my hand. I'm just holding the pendulum. I'm doing nothing. So that's clockwise. A very strong energy field. Okay. Just gonna wait for the pendulum to stop now. When it stops, I'm gonna ask the question again. Same question. You ask it 3 times. Okay. It's pretty much stopped. Is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? There it goes. Interesting. Again, going clockwise. So the answer is yes, again. Second time. Just following the swing. Just following the swing. Okay, interesting. Strong energy. It just wants to keep going. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a strong yes. All right, got it. So that's the second time that it said yes. I'm just going to take a little second to rest my hand because I have to hold my hand very still. I can't be moving my hand when waiting for the pendulum to start swinging or not swinging at all or doing the neutral spin. So I have to hold my hand very steady and not do anything with my hand because I'm not supposed to influence the pendulum swing. So my hand has to be very steady for this to work correctly, whatever the answer is. Yes, no, maybe. Very steady hand. Can't be moving my hand because then I'm influencing the swing of the pendulum, which I'm not doing. So I put my hand down for a moment because I was getting tired of holding the pendulum. So I'm going to ask the question a third time. Is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? And again, the pendulum is feeling the energy of the question. And something's starting to happen. Oh, again. It's swinging clockwise. And it's just picking up the vibration, saying, okay, clockwise. So that's a yes again. Third time the question has been asked. Okay, strong energy again. So that's a yes. So according to the pendulum, Pierre Poilievre is a TLS agent working in Canada. And again, Pierre Poilievre is a conservative leader of the Conservative Party in the Canadian government. And he wants to run for Prime Minister at some point. He's been working on helping the people in Canada. He's been working on creating some good legislative things to helping the people. And he's been very outspoken about certain changes that need to happen in Canada for the betterment of Canadians and standing up for the people and talking on behalf of the people. Talking again on behalf of the people, of helping the people to better the country, to better our lives, to help us. And the moment I said that, the pendulum started swinging even quicker. So that's truth. The energy is truth. Okay, interesting. And again, I had asked this question 3 times before, off camera. Is Pierre Poilievre a TLS agent working in Canada? I used the same pendulum before, the very same pendulum, programmed the very same question when I was off camera, and the answer was yes. Again, 3 times the answer was yes. Now, I don't know what the answer is going to be. Source creator said that yes, Pierre Poilievre and the channeling works for TLS. That was one of my questions, and Source said yes to that. And so I wanted to test it with the pendulum. And the first time I was doing this, I could sense a white mist around Pierre Poilievre's soul, around his soul field, this white mist and white light. And what that told me is that Pierre Poilievre's soul energy is very strong. He is very charismatic. He is very influential in how he speaks and talks. He has the ability to connect to time space and beyond time space, to change time matter, to change reality of what is happening in space, what is happening in timelines, and how that influences humans. So he has the ability to shift time and to shift hyperdimensional space-time continuum to make positive changes for the better. this is what I could see according to his soul energy, of what his abilities are. And the way he speaks, the way he brings in information, speaking the truth with honesty, it's for the people, by the people. That was the message that Source Creator told me. And what's going on right now in Canada. So this is interesting information. And so I thought I would try this with a pendulum, with a crystal rose quartz pendulum that I've had for several years, to see what the answer would be. If for the second time the answer would be yes, 3 more times when you ask the same question. And when the pendulum connects to universe, because I asked the universe this question, and it also connected to Pierre Polyev himself, to his energy frequency, to give the final answer 3 times. And it's the same answer as the last 3 times that I asked this question a few hours ago. So the energy, the frequency, and the answer is still the same. Yes, Pierre Polyev is working for TLS, the light system, which helps to make changes on the planet, on Earth and off-world, to change the timelines, to help be on a positive timeline scale for the planet, for the people, to create positive outcomes so that we continue to thrive and evolve and be here on this planet in peace and love, kindness, and coming together as a civilization, reaching our highest potentials as a species in evolution. That's what TLS does. It does missions, both spiritual work and physical missions, to stop things, massacres, catastrophes, man-made, natural things that are not supposed to happen for various reasons in a timeline, because it could create situations that are not for the highest good of us right now. So they stop those things. And they're human beings with psychic abilities. Some have teleportation, some have psychic abilities of precognition and other abilities that help them to do these missions. Some have the ability to change time, to shift a timeline to the most positive outcome, which is what Pierre Polyev has the ability to do, to work with time matter, time space, to shift realities for more positive outcomes. That is what I saw in his soul record. And this is a very charismatic energy and ability for the people, by the people. He was chosen to help the people, energetically chosen. And this was about half a year ago that this happened, that he was chosen for this mission and for this work in Canada. Thank you so much, and namaste.